This is Plant-Based Briefing, How to Prevent and Treat Heartburn Without Medication, According to Gastro Docs, by Dana Hudepohl at forksoverknives.com. And I'm Marian Erickson. This is the Plant-Based Podcast where I curate and narrate with permission a variety of articles on plant-based and vegan living in about 10 minutes or less every weekday. And I'm pleased to have permission from Forks Over Knives to share their content. I recommend you check out their website if you haven't already. Tons of great information, and the documentary Forks Over Knives, which started it all for many people, is available to watch free on their website. You can also find it on YouTube. So now let's get to today's plant-based briefing. How to Prevent and Treat Heartburn Without Medication, According to Gastro Docs, by Dana Hudepohl at forksoverknives.com. 1 in 3 Americans experience heartburn every single week, according to a survey published in the journal Gastroenterology, and many who take popular heartburn medications continue to have symptoms. Fortunately, medication isn't the only remedy. By adjusting diet and lifestyle, you can get to the root of the issue and sometimes reverse it altogether, says Vanessa Mendez, MD, a triple board-certified gastroenterologist. Though heartburn is common, it's not harmless. Ignoring it over time can lead to serious complications. Here's what you need to know and how to take control. What causes heartburn? When you swallow food, it passes through your throat and esophagus. A ring of muscle fibers at the bottom of your esophagus, called the lower esophageal sphincter, or LES, relaxes to let the food pass into your stomach. If the sphincter doesn't seal back up properly, it can lead to acid reflux, where stomach acid leaks back into your esophagus. One of the most common symptoms of this acid backwash is a burning feeling in the upper abdominal area or chest. How to avoid it? Head off uncomfortable heartburn with these tips from gastroenterologists. Time your meals. Try to avoid eating right before high-intensity exercise like running or weightlifting, and at least 2 hours before going to bed. Gravity is always at play, and as simple as it sounds, it plays a role in how food moves through the digestive system, says Mendez. When you lie down flat at night, gravity works against you. Slow down at mealtime and stop eating when you're full. For some people, heartburn can be a rare, short-lived experience after a large, overindulgent meal, says gastroenterologist Serena Pasrica, MD, MSCR. Eating slowly and having smaller, more frequent meals may protect you against heartburn. Avoid fatty foods. Foods that are common in the standard American diet, or SAD, such as fried food, ultra-processed foods, and high-fat meats and cheese, are common triggers. High-fat content in foods increases the time food spends in the stomach, and the more time it spends in the stomach, the more opportunity the acid has to come back up. SAD foods can also contribute to weight gain, and abdominal fat is one of the biggest risk factors for heartburn, according to the American College of Gastroenterology. Choose whole plant foods. Whole plant foods are packed with fiber that is digested further down the intestinal tract, putting less strain on the stomach, says Mendez. This results in a decreased release of gastric enzymes and acid. A study of people with acid reflux who consumed a plant-based diet with high amounts of fiber showed a 63% reduction of symptoms in 6 weeks. A whole food plant-based lifestyle can also keep weight in check. Weight loss can also significantly help with heartburn symptoms, says Pasrica. Keep a food journal. Do you get heartburn after eating spicy food, or after consuming acidic foods like citrus or tomato sauce? Do you see a pattern after consuming other common triggers, including alcohol, carbonated or caffeinated drinks, or medications such as ibuprofen? By listening to your body's signals, you can find clues and change your approach. How to treat heartburn. When heartburn strikes, try these natural remedies for quick relief. Take a deep breath. In a small randomized controlled trial published in Gastroenterology, people with gastric reflux who were instructed to use deep diaphragmatic breathing for 30 minutes after each meal decreased the amount of acid reaching their esophagus after a meal by half. Avoid peppermint. Many people associate peppermint with soothing an upset stomach, but it has the opposite effect on heartburn. Peppermint can relax the lower esophageal sphincter and worsen reflux symptoms, says Pasrica. Drink soy milk. Plant-based milk, especially soy because of its higher level of protein, can help neutralize any acid that makes its way up, says Will Bulskowitz, MD, MSCI, a board-certified gastroenterologist and author of the Fiber-Fueled Cookbook. And work with gravity. Using a pillow wedge to elevate your head at least 6 inches can invite the assistance of gravity at bedtime. If it keeps happening. If you have heartburn more than twice a week, you may have gastroesophageal reflux disease, or GERD. This repetitive acid reflux over time can damage the esophagus and lead to serious health problems, including Barrett's esophagus, a precancerous condition. Other signs of GERD include regurgitation, sore throat, sore or dry mouth, trouble swallowing, dental erosion, laryngitis, the feeling of food caught in the throat, and asthma. If you have these symptoms, it's important to see your doctor. You just listened to How to Prevent and Treat Heartburn Without Medication, according to Gastro Docs, by Dana Hudepohl at forksoverknives.com. And I'm your host, Marian Erickson. Before we went whole food plant-based, my husband used to get heartburn regularly, and now he doesn't anymore, and we thought it was because he cut out orange juice. We thought that was the trigger. But in reading this, at the time, we were eating meat and dairy and lots of fried foods. So now that we eat so much healthier, he can try some oranges. I love oranges, and he avoids them, but maybe now that we're eating healthier, those will be fine. It's worth at least introducing and seeing how that goes. I have done a number of other episodes that talk about reflux too. If you want to just put that in the search field wherever you listen, or go to plantbasedbriefing.com episodes, and there's a search field at the bottom there. But one I will link in the show notes in particular is 133, Treating Reflux in Babies with Diet by Dr. Michael Greger at nutritionfacts.org. My babies had so much reflux. They were constantly spitting up. I walked around all the time with a cloth diaper on my shoulder because they were constantly spitting up on me. And how uncomfortable for them. I wish I had known sooner that I could have made things much more comfortable for them. So check that one out, and please share this episode with anyone who might benefit, and thanks for listening.